Hi, I'm Paul. I'm very proud to be at RoboCon 2024. Thank you, Robo Framework Foundation, for this huge opportunity. Let's start by talking about this article. This is from 2021. It's from Gartner and talk about IT talent shortage. Yes, we are facing a lack of talent globally. In my opinion, on IT sector, it's been a problem for at least one decade. Gartner also explains in detail that there is a sum of two huge factors: aging and low birth rate in our society. In resume, we are unable to naturally replace the workforce. That's the truth. I select this second article from Forbes, another big names in the news. In this case, I went to get something more recent. 2023 article. Here another view is presented, very far from typical human resources IT vision. In short, we see that there is a generation of workers in the world who are completely on the margins of the job market, typically mature workers. The article says that companies could reuse this huge pool of individuals undersourced and underutilized. Maybe this can help with the talent shortage at IT? It is a hypothesis. And in the last of three articles, I select an article from a large communication company in Brazil. Here it is reported a reality that we live daily. We have ongoing global migrations between continents. It's not just Africa and Europe, it's all South America and North American or Europe. Developing continents are effectively exporting many migrants. A particularity of some of these migrants is the gender profile. In the case of South America to Europe, particularly Brazil to Portugal, more women than men now migrate. This is a quite different from the normal pattern many years ago. Well, so far we already have three powerful ideas that have a tremendous impact in our lives today. To put our minds in perspective, let's add two other quick but meaningful ideas. Women still make up just one third of IT workers. This is mean much more than a number. This is mean less diversity of choices and less welcome working places, in most of the cases. Other societies that welcome their migrants end up having more economic growth. And doing this, the result is less social tensions, not only less discrimination, but also less some crime. Okay, and put all these ideas together, this is lead us to the talk we are going to talk today. Empowering lives through automation. A success story of a testing academy. Yes, this talk is not about Robo Framework libraries or technical solutions. This talk is about how Robo Framework can be an asset to making the world a better place. Many of you are catch up in the technicality of solutions, so you don't even realize how powerful Robo is. In my opinion, mainly for two factors. First of all, Robo Framework is open source. I can repeat, open source. Second, it allows easy to read automation and keyword driven automation style. So this talk is for IT managers to have the confidence in using the Robo framework in their internal education programs. Because the examples given here demonstrate including Robo framework are a huge success. On the other hand, for testers who are doing manual testing, by see these examples here, I hope that you get the necessary motivation to make a career conversion if that is your desire. But how does an idea for a K Academy come about? What is the context? I will try to explain it very briefly. We are at 2022 Portugal. Our gross domestic product GDP is close to 6%. Surprisingly, we are experiencing the highest growth in Europe for several reasons. We had a good labor policies in the management of COVID-19, which attracted many companies in this post-COVID world. We have been experiencing also the Web Summit effect for several years, which has carried many companies to Portugal, establish here their nearshore offices. Also, Brexit has added new few more companies to this palette. Another argument is of the Latin countries in South Europe. We Portuguese are the ones with better English accent. And yes, we have the very competitive salary costs compared to the Central Europe. For those economic reasons, the IT market exploded, completely without resources. My case, at those days, I was head of QA testing department, struggling to keep all the testing service with open hours. Quality recruitment was very scarce. Everyone was asking for a lot of money without having any real QA skills. Lots of CVs with the fake skills also. Yes, 2022 summer was just in the beginning. We are living in a perfect chaos. I had to find a solution. So I propose a different approach to the company CEO. My approach would require the commitment of human resources to do a different task, which imply they are not in traditional recruitment. I also needed the marketing department aligned with this initiative. We would launch a KA Academy with 2 days of training, completely free of charge. These include a Portuguese training certificate valid for all legal authorities. Some doubt was generated in the company. Nothing like this had ever been attempted in this company before. Well, in the company, no, but I already have the experience as a trainer and as a coach. So my experience as a trainer gave me the confidence to go ahead, despite knowing that my position as head of could be at risk. The marketing team creates an online website. Also, share this entry point link to online job sites as in LinkedIn pages. The forms admission is very simple. In the website, some of my information is included to give credibility to the course academy. A month and a half later, we closed the applications. In total, we received close to 65 applications. However, with all the data filled in and human confirmation, we had 43 candidates. Now I will share some lessons learned from this screening process. For example, most responses were women. This is not the expected when I launched the program. Does it mean it's bad? A hidden curiosity that we found here is that candidates were married or had boyfriends already working in IT field. That's why they are strongly encouraged by their family to change careers. Also this kind of family support which gave these candidates complete confidence to take vacation days to able to attend the academy in person. Other insight is not having local Portuguese applications and only few recent graduates. Regarding to the last point, maybe it's a sign that when recent graduates leave the universities already have granted employment in this labor field, another alternative explanation come about. Maybe they are not yet concerned about their introduction into labor market. Who knows? The last curiosity is that at least 40% of candidates are already studying software testing. as possible entry point in the IT sector. Okay, after the screening process, the human resources and I, as the head of, evaluate the skills present in the CVs. We choosing 18 for the human resources to the first interview. Having a good feedback, 12 are selected to talk with me. On my interview, I try to understand the level of maturity of the candidate in IT. Finally, we choose 7 to have completely free training at this academy. The KA Academy ended with an exam. In the end, as we'll see, after analyzing the exam results and the classroom behavior, we go with 6 people for the 4 weekend internship. At the beginning of the process, we are only thinking about to find 2 or 3 people. But this story so far is very grey, so cold. Let's get to know the people and understand the truth behind the numbers. The first woman of 6, Deborah, at the time working at IKEA. Suellen, working in an office as a secretary. Priscilla, working in a business office services. Rubiane, at the time unemployed, and her last job is in a call center. Dalila, recently worked with the children in the art therapy, but her education as a language teacher. Thaisa also came from the restaurant sector. In this special case, he let she watch the K Academy remotely from Oporto City. George, the last participant of the K Academy, the complete outsider of this group of immigrants from Brazil, human people looking for a radical career change. George already worked in IT field as a help desk, male, young, and Portuguese. And as I said for the internship before, the only ones who advanced are the girls. These has surprised us a lot. And do you want to know what they said at the end of the internship?
Então, para mim tem sido uma experiência muito engrandecedora. Eu pude aprender muito com a academia e agora colocar em prática tudo que eu aprendi. E, na verdade, a gente fica. Às vezes a gente não tem muita a ideia de como que é, e aí quando tá aqui no estágio tem essa oportunidade, então eu tô a gostar muito. E eu sou muito grata com a Saiwan por causa disso, dessa oportunidade. E é isso, estou gostando bastante.
O processo da academia tem sido incrível. Agradeço a Sayone por ter dado essa oportunidade a nós da academia. O Paulo foi super acolhedor, tem uma didática impecável. E eu espero que daqui para frente nós vemos só o nosso crescimento.
Bom, para mim tem sido uma experiência incrível. Quando eu comecei a formação, então, tinha um conhecimento muito básico da parte de teste de software. E aqueles 2 dias me deram uma base muito sólida, aprendi muito e uma parte muito técnica. E agora a oportunidade do estágio, onde eu possa realmente colocar em prática tudo aquilo que eu aprendi. Eu me sinto assim mais preparada e pronto, espero continuar a me desenvolver como profissional.
Essa oportunidade que a Sayone deu, para mim tem sido incrível. Foi uma iniciativa também muito incrível da empresa. Durante a academia, embora tenha sido apenas 2 dias, deu para aprender bastante coisa. O Paulo fez também ser possível, né, através da didática dele. E agora, nesse processo do estágio, estou conseguindo colocar em prática aquilo que ele conseguiu transmitir durante a academia. E, enfim, estou aprendendo bastante e estou com bastante expectativa para poder aprender mais, realmente entrar nessa área.
The internship was a huge success. We had 6 new hires. I say it again. Initially, we only wanted 2 or 3 people. We get 6. How was it possible? This is the $1 million question. In a broad perception, there are 3 essential factors. This wasn't just a KA Academy. It had a distinct base ingredient. This academy had automation training with RoboFramework. Even I know that considering test automation at the first moment of learning is controversial in the KA community. But we want the testers to understand and, if possible, apply the potential of automation right from the beginning. We are living in a very dynamic world of DevOps and Agile. Manual and automated tests working together are becoming the new standard in all teams. The easy-to-read keyword-driven functionality is a huge asset from RoboFramework. Like RoboFramework Foundation say, human-readable keywords. This allows to teach automation with a very short learning curves. And in this automation testing chapter, we try to explain in a simple way all the basic of Robo components. For which component, clearly identify its use. Basically, providing a uniform work methodology was essential. Second, in the internship, we took those testers to work in real projects where they could learn not only how to test manually, but also how to put automation skills into practice. We are not afraid that they would make mistakes. We took the risk, and we are successful. The third, the decisive factor was the soft skills of people chosen. The desire to this opportunity work was immense. But even here, the Robo framework played a determination role. As its learning curve is very simple, it had the power to create a community in which those who didn't know how to do something asked someone else and she helped each other. So it was demonstrated that Robo framework was easy to teach, easy to learn, particularly for those who are not in from IT field in their past, easy to put in practice in real projects, given its very simple setup, easy to create KA communities that can help each other even if they are the beginners. But the real results are evaluated after game is over. So let's see what here and half later those KA academists are. I can say with satisfaction, mission accomplished. 6 women, all immigrants, professionals who are not from the IT area, are now fully integrated into our sector. Of course, the professional paths 1 year and a half are different. We have 4 people who are doing manual testing, but they move to big corporate companies like Nokia or Siemens. On the other hand, we have one who became a project manager. Why not? But the most interesting case is how the Robo framework was the knowledge base to a tester that moved to create automation testing with C# in BDD. Amazing. Let's hear Deborah's testimony.
Hi there, I'm Deborah. I switched to IT area, and Paul's Quality Assurance Academy was a game changer for me because we dive into automated testing, especially with the robot framework. And now, a year and a half later, I have solidified my position in the field, specializing in automated testing with C Sharp. So that's it. Thank you. Bye.
We ended. So I give you some final takeaways. RoboFramework, it's not just a KI automation tool. It represents a truly open source spirit. There is no barrier to entry and use. So use it. Its characteristic of being easy to learn can really help to manual testers to go to test automation. And was demonstrated, it can also help to promote career transitions in this world where talent is scarce. So use it. Thank you, RoboFramework.
All right, Paul, great session. Get your questions in now for Paul by using the Slido to the right of the video on Robocon.io. All right, Paul, about to go live. Let's do it. Hey, Paul, welcome to Robocon.
Hi, guys.
Good to see you. Great session. Getting a lot of questions in. I guess the first thing, make sure I understand correctly. It was just a two-day training, and then people were able to do automation. Is that true?
Yes, the first 2 days of the academy, we do all the life cycle of QA from the manual testing to a little bit of automation. So, in the next part of this program is 4 weeks internship that where the people put in practice not only automation, of course, but manual and automation skills that they learn into intensive days. It's not 8 hours day, it's more than that. It's almost 10 hours each day. A lot of questions, a lot of effort, but yes, these girls can do it.
That's awesome. All right. So we're getting some questions in. Ed wants to know what could be done to increase the numbers of students to go through the academy, get more from the initial pool of candidates to become participants?
Well, that's a difficult question because I don't have the answer. Uh, our experience is like I said in the video, the students don't like this program maybe because they already have a job in IT field. Many of people in Portuguese market in the middle of the course already have a ticket to the labor market. They don't need it to finish the course. Even we have that kind of situations. Uh, other situation is we are in Portugal. The summer is on the top, and maybe in Portugal at that kind of time, the people are not interesting to thinking about how I enter in the market, in the labor market after the summer. We have time. It's our perception. Maybe if this kind of program only arise in January, February, 4 months after the end of the studies in high school, maybe have more candidates, more applications from the students. It's hypothesis, but we never know.
Right. Cool. Sergio wants to know, were there any surprise insights that you gained from the screening process and selection of candidates for the academy? Because a lot of people how do you find like immigrants that actually have tester backgrounds in that pool? Or is that not even a thought?
Well, yes, in the screening process, we have a lot of surprises. Not only in these surprises we talked right now, the students don't apply for this academy, but other surprises is many of applications, like I said in the video, the husband or the boyfriend are also working in IT field. So it's the woman doesn't work in this kind of field. Um, this is a surprising for us because we not expected that. We are expected more people from related courses like management of the systems academy, that kind of courses that are not related directly with IT field, but have touched some point in their course. Uh, well, uh, more insights. The biggest insight we have, like I said in the old video, is immigrant people are very committed with the success of their own life. This is a very important, and it sounds a little bit dramatic, but immigrant people want to change their life. And for us is the biggest insight that local people, well, maybe because they live in that's house, maybe because they have the established life in their natural country, they are not very interesting and change career. We have only one that go to the academy, and i- uh, after the 2 days of academy, we have an exam to check if the people are awake during the academy,
Yeah.
and they failed only with 20% of success in exam. So 18% of the answers in the exam failed. So this is a different thing we view from the market, that immigrant people, they want to change career
Mm.
because they want a better life, and local people, well, they are not so concerned about that.
Yeah. Yeah. I understand. This is a good question. Do you have somewhere the summary of the academy?
No, this is information that I give you in this stage for the first time.
What's the website for the academy?
The website, it's online, but I don't work either for this company, and as I know, the academy don't go at this point. Don't have academies open.
Gotcha. Okay. Probably time for one last question. Why Robot Framework? Is it a popular tool in Portugal? Is it just because you know it's open source and it's easy to use from all the tools you have experience with?
Well, in Portugal, we have a lot of waves of what is the trend in the automation field. Robo framework is very common, mainly in startups companies. In some big companies are now see the really potential, mainly because of open source. But as we know, in Portugal we have a very traditional market, okay, and the lobbies of commercial tools have that rule, and because we are a very traditional market, commercial tools have the majority of the market in Portugal. Open source like Robo Framework, Cypress, Playwright in the last days have their moment, but it's not the mainstream for the big companies. We are trying to do that move in the last years. Um, the, the the fact that you in the RoboCon in face to face create style guides, it's a very important to give some credibility for the tools that are doing in open source field. Uh, that kind of move, I already see a big company in Portugal in the last year do that. This is a Vorten company. and they have more or less 15 testers in automation fields and put in practice Robo framework tool, sorry. But other big companies, and in Portugal we are talking mainly in a market of big companies, it's not common.
Gotcha.
The commercial tools like UFT, Worksoft, and other tools, because they have a very good lobbying,
Yeah, right.
have the space.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's the truth.
Well, thank you, Paul, for this session. Really eye-opening. Thank you so much for sharing a Robocon online. Before we go, though, will you be in Gather Town? If so, which side, the light side or the dark side, so people can ask you some follow-up questions?
Well, I will be there in the two. I will go to one and do another because sometimes I prefer the dark side. uh, Other times I go with the force in the white side.
All right. So you'll start off in the dark side, let's say, so people know where to find you.
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
awesome.
probably.
All right. Thanks so much, Paul. Appreciate you. Really appreciate it. Awesome session. Thanks so much.